You know what, Donald? I've taken your abuse my whole life. I've even taken all the abuse from the system as they fell into your poor Maryland bullshit. So I've taken more than most people ever will in their life. And me finally hitting the point where I'm done taking it and I'm done not getting any consideration or any help whatsoever, well, that's totally understandable to any normal person in the world. And I realize that's beyond your level of comprehension, but that's not my fault. Daryl, just like you, didn't do anything to make himself smarter. Even when his parents told him that he was stupid, he didn't clue into that and think, well, maybe I should make myself smarter. Which obviously, as far as I know, Grandpa, he probably told you that you were stupid. And you're still just as stupid as you've always been.
He never ever talked. He never talked like that. Grandpa did not talk like that. He certainly doesn't talk the way you talk. He never talks the way you talk.
So you're calling Grandpa a liar?
He never did. No, he didn't. No.
No, he didn't what?
He never talked the way you do.
So you're not answering the question. Well, avoidance doesn't make you right.
You know what?
I know what. That's been my best friend my whole life. As I dealt with your abuse and I dealt with all your bullshit.
No abuse type. You want to know what people are saying around here about the abuse that you're saying about your father and I? The abuse that's out there that you're saying to people about us? That the abuse. You holy crooks, we don't have no problem finding out
what I'm saying
in this house. Oh yeah.
Guess what? You're the one that's been saying it.
Holy Christ.
So I'm not the one saying it. You are, and they're confronting you about your abuse, and you're trying to blame that on me too.
No. I wish that was the truth.
Cling to your denial, Donald. It's good. Cling to your denial. Have a good time believing that.
The way you have been, I'm telling you.
Remember who's the person that asks your family questions and talks to your family and that kind of stuff? And then remember who's the person that doesn't talk to your family.
People are fearful that you're going to do something to your dad and I because of the way.
Because of the way you abused me?
Because of the way you have left them thinking times? Do you know?
Such as who? Such as who?
Do you know how many?
Have another drink, alcoholic.
Do you know how many times?
Who's the one that locks up peacocks in a shed and doesn't let them out and lets them die with only having that kind of life? Who's the one that locks up pheasants in a shed and lets them die after only having that kind of life? And you have the nerve to try and say something to me and accuse me of being the person that would murder someone? We know who's the murderer. And she sits on the computer all the time and screams at my father and tells him he should take care of her dogs and clean up her messes and wipe her ass. And she's full of shit, and she always has been, as she abused me my whole life.
Do you know what else people say, Ty? You better read up on an alcoholic and get it out of your vocabulary.
You better read up on it.
Yeah, you better get it. You better read up on what an alcoholic.
Who's the one here that involved in this conversation that knows absolutely nothing and always pretends to be a know-it-all?
And Ty, the other thing is, nobody can ever say no to you. Nobody can ever say we don't want that. Nobody can ever say anything like that to you. The minute somebody says no or I don't want that or anything, you go off like a cannonball.
Oh, I do I?
Yes, like a cannonball.
Okay.
Yes, because nobody can say no to you.
Yeah. We know who's the one that nobody can say no to, and who's the vindictive and malicious and hurtful person. But keep telling yourself that it's somebody else as you point 3 fingers back at yourself. And don't clue into the truth and reality of the situation. Have a good time with that. And then have a good time with your husband that doesn't stand up to you and doesn't even care enough about you that he tries to correct you and set you on a straight path. Yeah, have a good time staying there. And then wonder why I didn't want to join you on that path my whole life. And I'm still working against it. But that's okay, just as Christmas was this year, many more are to come. Exactly. Just as all the stuff that wasn't in my control weren't my choices, those are my choices. So alcoholic Marilyn can have a good time. Notice how Donald's trying to say us when the only person that I talk about in that way is Donald. But have a good time trying to drag your base into it with you. Because we go sit on the computer and tell everybody else how everything is Dad's fault. And then come in the house when he did try and sit on the computer and bitch at him for actually trying to use his computer.